Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Back again today for part 2 of our Beer Week collaboration with Revolution Brewing, in which we are rolling for a beer along with our sandwich. Our beer dice treated us well yesterday. Hopefully they're still in a good mood. Let's get started with our roll for bread. 5, German Pumpernickel. I've had the American version of Pumpernickel on the show many times, but this is the bread from which it gets its name. It is an extremely dense, dark rye bread that has a bitter and slightly sweet taste. I'm gonna be honest, it's not really my thing, but I'm gonna withhold any judgment until we have the full sandwich. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 8, Brunschger. While in Germany, Brunschger refers to a variety of Metwurst, in the United States and Canada, it refers to this smoked liver sausage. It has a creamy, almost spreadable texture and a high iron, protein, and fat content. The flavor is rich and slightly bitter. Seems to be a theme. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 6, smoked cheddar. The smoked cheddar did us well yesterday, and it's back again today. Smoked cheese to go with our smoked Maine. The dice definitely seem to have something in mind today. And so far, I can vibe with it. But then again, we're only halfway done with our sandwich rolls. A lot of places this could go. Next up, let's roll for roughage. 4 radish and 11 none. These radishes come straight from my garden. I was trying to give them a little more time to get bigger before the winter came, but the dice have demanded there be radish. This variety is called a watermelon radish, and you can see why as I start to cut it here. Green on the outside and red in the center. Radish is actually a super fitting roll for this, as in Germany, radishes are eaten as a side with beer during Oktoberfest or otherwise. Let's get wild with our wild magic roll. 14, rye chips. Apparently, having our sandwich on authentic German pumpernickel was not enough rye for the dice today. So we will be adding these rye chips to the center of our sandwich, and at least we'll get a crunch out of them. And now to finish our sandwich off with the sauce roll. 5, milk. I just had to say that the rye chips would be crunchy. Because, well, we all know what happens when cereal sits in milk. Okay, well, that happened. Let's get our sandwich closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And there we go. And all right, it's time to roll for our beer. Once again, rolling for an IPA from this Hero IPA variety pack from Revolution Brewing Chicago. You know, each of these variety packs come with a free Jackbox game code. That's pretty cool. You know, I'm a big fan of Jackbox games. I love Quiplash. Anyway, enough delay. Let's roll for our beer. 4, West Coast Hero. West Coast Hero is a West Coast style double IPA. It's clocking in a little heavier than yesterday's beer with an 8% ABV. It's also about twice as bitter as yesterday's beer with a 62 IBU rating. Bitterness seems to be the theme of today. Oh, well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and get our sandwich cut in half here. And let's take a look at that cross-section. Okay. The dice really thought they had something there and then threw me milk. Let's taste it. And of course, we got to complete the experience. Give our beer a taste here. That is definitely a little more bitter than I typically go for. The meat, the cheese, the radish kind of work together, but the milk absolutely destroyed the other elements. The pumpernickel bread is falling apart completely. With all the bitter elements in the sandwich, rolling the most bitter beer that we have as an option was not a great pairing either. And the milk also completely killed the crunch from the rye chips. Milk on cereal? Sure. Milk on sandwiches? No bueno. Giving this one a 5.1, and I'm going to call it the 2-drink minimum. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again on Friday.